Hello, my name is Dani Martiri. I use they, them pronouns. I'm an independent curator and the founder of queer heritage project Queering Rome, and I collaborated with Dr. Marta Franceschini, head of communications and editorial at the European Fashion Heritage Association, for a module of DBias, a project supported by the EU. This module specifically focused on issues regarding discriminatory language concerning gender and sexuality in cultural heritage, and particularly the digitized material contained in europeana.eu. As part of the project, we developed a workshop supported by the team of ECCOM and the European Fashion Heritage Association, and we delivered it on the 3rd of May 2024 in Rome. This workshop mostly targeted heritage professionals at various levels, from curators to museum staff to LGBTQ plus activists. Before the official workshop, though, we tested the format we would have wanted to present, and we did this through a pilot workshop to which the same type of audience participated, however in smaller numbers, and this happened in March 2024. This preliminary workshop allowed us to understand what people would hope to learn from such an initiative, and also to gauge some of the prior knowledge a sample of people from both the museum sector and the LGBTQ plus community might possess regarding the intersection of language, gender, sexuality, and heritage. We did this through a Mentimeter in order to gather inputs from the participants regarding what they found was problematic in their museum experience, with a particular focus on language. At the official workshop, during the course of 4 hours, we introduced one another, specifying our preferred pronouns. Then Marta Franceschini presented the platform, europeana.eu, and the wider DBias project, particularly its aims and institutional partners, to the audience. Then I took over presenting slides that effectively offered the training on matters such as representation in museum collections, correct and non-discriminatory language, touched on some of the controversies that have to do with the apparent contrast between historical accuracy and the communication of queer lives in the past through art collections, and also the consequences of a lack of such visibility for a marginalized community, both for them and for the museum, as well as the obstacles faced by people that want to implement such changes in the sector today in Italy. And finally, we discussed contemporary methodologies for achieving the desired results in this field. The main activity of the event consisted of a workshop where participants were divided into groups and asked to consult a spreadsheet of images from europeana.eu, accompanied by a description highlighting their queer and gendered meanings. Once they did this, they had to put together a virtual exhibition and describe and discuss it with the other groups, so as to compare divergent takes on a possible narrative to attach to these images in contemporary and relatable terms. Some of the main analyses that the participants proposed concerned the target audience, what to reappropriate as part of a queer and inclusive narrative, and how to make this clear and explicit for the public while not taking for granted that people will all be familiar with these themes. Language and how to employ it was a very central point, and it sparked interesting conversations around the appropriateness of attaching modern labels to figures of the past, and we proposed a discussion already familiar to the DBias project of contextualizing language in cultural heritage without being hurtful to affected individuals, and we were able to gather even more useful information for the vocabularies that were then the aim of this working group on this work package of DBias. So this is it. Thanks for listening, and keep following DBias for more updates.